All right, good evening, good evening. I don't even know if I should play music again so folks get up in here. What do you think, babe? Think I should play music again so people get in here? We're gonna play music again until folks get back up in here. I don't even know who came back up in here. Oh, bathroom break? Yeah, okay. I think that's because you needed a bathroom break. My apologies, everyone. My apologies. I'm so sorry. We're gonna try this again. Everybody can see the chat now. I don't know what I did to avoid trolls. So again, I'm so sorry. We're gonna go ahead and get this show rocking. Hopefully everybody comes back and we go from there. Share me out, share me out, share me out. Again, I'm so sorry. New to this, we growing out here, and we'll go from there. All right, beautiful people. Like, comment, subscribe. Like, comment, subscribe. And get in here. Get in here. Get in here. Get in here. Hey, 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 hey. We're going to try this one more time and y'all can comment now. Again, my apologies. I disabled my chat because I didn't want trolls commenting in my chat while I was at work. I did not want them commenting in my chat while I was at work. So I disabled it, and I don't remember how I disabled it. So hopefully everybody comes back. My panel comes back. Not yet. I'm not ready. Can I have a little bit more good time? Just a little bit, pretty please. Babe, that's the TV. That's not me. Bro, click the link and come back, please. All right, all right, all right. Good evening, beautiful people. Good evening. Again, my apologies. I really hate that because I had some good numbers and I had to start over. But good evening, bro and sis. How y'all doing over there?
We good. What's going on, gang?
Everything's going well. I got Marvin over here, and we're gonna talk about some colorism.
Okay. Salute to Messy Marvin. How you doing? What's going on, 2 minutes? What's up, chat? What's up, YG? What's up,
Thank
Band
you
Aid
so
Gang? What's
much.
up, everybody?
Hey, what's up? Thank you so much for coming back 2 minutes and holding it down for me. And thank you, bro, for holding it down during the mishap.
Anything for my sis, gang.
All right. So, I guess we're gonna start off with what everybody's personal definition of colorism is. And when we do that, we're gonna go on, is there a such thing as reverse colorism? And then we're gonna go straight into racism. That sound like a good game plan, bro?
Just sound like a game plan to me.
Okay, so what is your personal definition of colorism?
I guess colorism. I came up here today just a little while ago, um, talking to the chat, and I never really knew the definition of colorism. Call me dumb, everybody. I'm here to get educated. That's why I came up here. But if I take a wild guess, I would say colorism is it someone that hates their race?
It's more so of
Are you laughing at me?
no. You didn't hear me laugh.
You
You know
sound
my
like you got a
laugh.
smile on your face. I said, damn.
You know when
I
I
done
smile.
got up here and drop my own draws. Okay, tell us the definition.
I would, for me, it's more so of gearing towards the lighter hue. Like the you, I know you heard of the term the brown paper bag test.
No,
So, and no,
no.
you have not heard of brown paper. So, if you're lighter than a brown paper bag, you pass the test, and you will be
Oh,
looked at in terms of white America with better stigma, better priority, better paying jobs, all of that. Like colorism affects you in more ways than one.
shit. No
Like
wonder
it.
why Obama was the president. I said, damn.
Oh, I'm messing with you. Damn, that's serious
Oh,
topic.
Obama about the same color as the
Obama was
lighter than
darker
the
than
brown paper
me.
bag, and he made it.
Obama was darker than me. Obama
Oh,
was definitely darker than me, bro.
really?
Yes. Obama was definitely a brown skinned man. He wasn't
Uh,
considered dark
Is there
skinned, but in
anything
most
called colorblind? Is he colorblind?
definitely shout out to Obama. I wasn't a fan of many of his policies, but definitely shout out to Obama. But it's just the prejudice and discrimination against individuals of a darker skin tone.
Okay, salute
So
to the barber in the chat. Salute to you, gang.
the butcher, shout out to the butcher. Never, never mind.
Please subscribe to the channel, Butcher. Please subscribe to the channel. Appreciate you coming in and putting another person in the building.
But yes, it's just definitely just that, like a prejudice of against someone of a darker hue. So with that being said, that's the definition of colorism. Um,
Okay, got you.
so Obama is of a darker hue. He's brown skinned. And a lot of times the brown skin, those that are brown skinned avoid the talks of colorism because they're in the middle. They're not light, they're not dark. And a lot of times it's beef with the light skinned and dark skinned people, unfortunately. So you'll have those that feel and that are very passionate about colorism,
Okay.
that someone like me that is of a lighter hue, that's light skinned, look at me as I'm privileged. And I think for me personally, that's why I take activism so seriously. Like I'll be on the front line. I go out here and I mess with your sheriffs. I go out here and I mess with your mayors. I go out here and be your voice.
So um you've had a darker complected person make make you feel bad
I have.
for being a
I
lighter
have.
complected.
The father of my oldest two,
Okay.
his mother hated light skinned women. Completely hated light skinned women. She despised them. Despised them. So when I came along, she did not like me at all. And I'm probably one of the most her most favorite
Wow.
people in the world today.
That's sad.
She despised me and judged me because I was light skinned. And I took that, I used this light skin privilege to my advantage, and I'm the first one in the streets. I'm the first ones in your doggone freaking county commissioners meetings and all of that. I'll take that stigma of what you consider dark skinned people to act like. My mother is dark. My mother was dark skinned. You know that. You know my mother was dark skinned. You know my grandmother was dark skinned.
Hmm.
Like I come from women of a darker hue. The only time it's lighter women is on my father's side, but my mother's side is definitely darker hue. And I didn't want to have this type of conversation from me personally as a lighter skinned woman communicating colorism and its effects because I know the effects of colorism. I've heard my mother cry many times about what she went through during Jim Crow,
Man,
especially growing up as a military brat. And all, hey, Nixie,
man.
and all the different states they went through and the colorism. and the racism that she faced. So when I see black people, knowing my mother's struggle as a darker hued woman, my mother raised me not to use my light skin as a privilege. Like I never really realized I was light skinned until it was pushed in my face when I think I was like middle school, high school babe. Like about that time frame is when I started realizing I was different than other people because I was the only light skinned person in my household besides one other brother. I grew up around majority dark skinned and brown skinned siblings. So yes, it was definitely awkward for me growing up once I realized that I was different. But I never used me being light skinned to get up or do anything crazy. I never did any of that. And unfortunately, with a lot of experiences from others, they experience that. And I want to be able to speak on that, how it made everybody feel. And I'm not going to take away from anybody's story at
So
all.
everybody in the chat and all the rappers, if y'all run across the video, ain't no more of that. Oh, you trying to act like you light skinned? Ain't none of that because peanut butter is standing up right now. I said, damn.
Yeah, so I'm pretty sure you've dealt with colorism, being called,
Yeah.
mug ducks and ghetto and everything else that we've been called over here. And that's where it starts. That type of terminology is the effects of colorism. Like
Mhm.
you want me to feel less than because I'm black, and the stigma with that. You niggas. That's colorism. And I need to get away from saying the word nigga. I do. But at the end of the day, I think it's how you use it. Like when you say you niggas, you mug ducks, you baboons, like you comparing people to monkeys and stuff like that. I've never done that in my life.
Do you think it's by Do you think it's by design? Like
It's completely by design.
from so would that be part of the Willie
It
Lynch
goes back to
syndrome?
slavery.
So that would be part of the Willie Lynch petition of
Yes, definitely.
okay. So
Definitely. It goes back to that. And as long as you pass the brown paper bag test, which means you're not darker than this brown paper bag. The same brown paper bag people go get their alcohol. That same brown paper bag was used as a test against black people.
hmm
If you're darker than that brown paper bag, you can't sit with us.
hmm
And I don't like it. I don't like it. And I think that right there is why my mother supported me so much on my pro black journey. And I was judged a lot for being pro black. You got this little light skinned heifer over here with hazel eyes, thinking that she pro black. Been there, done that. Been
uh,
there, done that, which is exactly why I did not want to speak about this being the only light skinned person speaking about colorism because you'll have somebody that comes along and be like, how can you speak about colorism when you benefit from colorism? And I have. I can acknowledge that.
I
I know
think
how to code switch. I can smile up in somebody's face and get what I want. It don't. It helps being pretty too, but I benefit from colorism, and I know that.
yeah,
And
Lisa.
I've had to catch myself from catering to my brown skinned baby a lot because I have two other babies that are lighter than her, and I don't want her to feel and judge me with me being the light skinned parent to where she's just like, oh, she favors everybody darker than me. So she became my favorite baby, and I catered to her a lot. And my best friend that is brown skin was like, you gotta stop doing her like that. You gotta send her out to the real world and treat her like how you treat your other kids.
Yeah,
And I still do that, but she's still a baby at the end of the day, so she's still gonna get what she wants.
right.
I'm just not gonna be like, here go my little chocolate drop. Even though I figured it was a cute name, coming from someone that's a lighter hue, I
Well,
can see where you feel this
who
way.
told you not to call her the chocolate drop?
My best friend, that's brown skin.
Oh wow, because I guess that depends on the person. Because I wouldn't take you calling a child a chocolate drop. I wouldn't. So maybe that person maybe had a little bit of colorist in them, a little bit, maybe. Would you think? Because I mean, it also depends on the person because that's around. Because that right there made you change your frame of thought, and what you had to do, which you didn't see it that way. But like, so me myself, if you were just calling the baby a little chocolate drop, um, and the baby's chocolate, right?
Yeah, she my brown skin baby. That's my
So
little black
why?
baby.
So maybe because you said my. Could that be it, Chad? Do you?
It may be, but that's still my baby.
But right. But I just if you was calling a child chocolate drop, um, I, I wouldn't personally. Maybe different people would think it was wasn't right, but I don't. I don't think it was wrong for you to say that if the baby's chocolate. Some people call it chocolate drop. So maybe I'm thinking, everybody in the chat, it could have been a sense of maybe that person saw you as a light skinned person, as you being light skinned, that they were thinking that you were, um,
Probably so, because I mean, she went from my fat mama to my chocolate drop. She didn't want to be called fat mama no more once she got to probably about third or fourth grade. She didn't want to be called fat mama no more.
right.
So then I was like, okay, all right, my little brown skin baby, my chocolate drop, and I just thought it was cute. But
I did think
again,
I thought it
I
was
want to
cool.
I want to also be aware of my surroundings. Like I don't want to, and even though she may not take it personally because she's my child, I don't want to offend anybody else and somebody else getting her ear, and I'm over here, I'm her light skinned mama, and I'm not able to relate to the struggles that she would face in today's world. Even though we're both black. I'm fully black, she's fully black. I In my personal opinion, when she faces this world, I can understand where she's coming from, but I don't know if I will fully be able to relate to where she is at her complexion if she ever faced racism, if that makes sense.
Hmm.
And that's why I was hoping that another female will come up here, if Yolanda's able, if she's free, to click the link to let me know how she dealt with things, because I know she has children that are of different hues as well. I'm not
I had
exactly sure if
I
anybody
had
else is in the chat that has that.
I
And I know
had a
you have that on your family as well, but you're giving us a male perspective, and I'm greatly appreciated on whatever you have to offer and whatever you have to say as well.
I think my baby mother's a colorist, because I've heard her mention, but I've been saying it because I got, my son is very light complected.
Hmm.
My baby boy. My oldest daughter is light skinned, and my second oldest daughter is light skinned. So it's like all of my boys are my complexion, but my girls, and all of my boys except for one, but my my last baby mama, she was, she was, I guess you can say colorist because she was like, you light skin, and I just heard her say these things, and people gonna treat you a little bit better, and I'm like, damn, you know what I'm saying? I'm just listening, I ain't say nothing about it, but now we're having this conversation, it reflected on that situation, so. But as black people, I feel we should all stand back and look at every different shade in our family and be proud of it. Because at the end of the day, the dark came from the dark came the light. So we all, it's a beautiful thing when I look at my family because I think I have a majority of light skinned people in my family. And when I see that, I look at it as a beautiful thing. So I think that as we all here getting educated today and having this conversation, I think that we need to take that in consideration and share that kind of love to everybody because it's a beautiful thing to see all shades in our families, other than
Hmm.
looking outside of the box and thinking, okay, this color is better than because in the end we all bleed the same. And at the end, those are our family members. So just to always sit back and look at your family, because I know majority of um, melanated people have different shades in our family. So shame on you if you're out here and you didn't demonstrate that type of energy to where you think that you're better, or just because of your color, you use bad slangs or whatever the case may be to call people in your own ethnic group.
I agree with that. I'm all about loving everybody and enjoying family. I'm the first that's very family oriented. I'm gonna make sure for my family. I'm definitely since my parents passed away, and my grandmother. I'm definitely to make sure for the family. I've been the one that does family dinners and everything else like that. But you still cannot take away from the fact that you do have those that think they are better because they are of a lighter hue. So at that point, it's like, how do we ostracize them? Do we try to educate? What do we do moving forward? And then you'll have those that are of a darker hue that be like, F that light skinned person over there. They think they better than us anyway. So we just gonna ignore them. Because I've been on that side of the fence as well too.
Yeah, me too. Me too.
So I've seen both sides. I've seen where light skinned people think they better. I've never been that person. And then I've seen the side to where I was treated unfairly by those of a darker hue, and you just automatically assume that I just think I'm pretty and I'm about to be out here on some light skin privilege type shit. And that's not how I operate. And that's not how I move. I'm the first one that's gonna call out a colorist, and I'm the first one that's gonna call out racism. But I need us to understand that there's a difference in colorism and racism. Colorism deprives from racism, but you do have those black folks that just don't like themselves no matter what color they are.
Isn't that sad? Isn't that sad though?
It's completely sad, but
Sad.
it's been that way since slavery. Unfortunately, it's been that way since slavery. From the brown paper bag test to everything else, to where you think that you just this elite society of black people. You're not. At the end of the day, you still black. At the end of the day, you still black, and you need to learn how to love yourself, whatever hue you are. And you're no better because you're of a darker hue or a lighter hue. At the end of the day, you still black. So that's where I want this conversation to go, is on how to rebuild ourselves as a community and how to move forward. And we can't do that without addressing things like this and how to bring the community together. So yeah, so I didn't even say hey to everybody. I think I seen Meek, Yo Yo in here, Tierra. Hey Tierra.
Hello, Tierra.
So yeah, it's just a matter of where do we go moving forward and how can we move forward? Does it start with more conversations? Like, do we go towards everything that we see we address right then and there? Or is it just the ultimate disrespect that we address it?
I don't think it's an ultimate disrespect if we address it. Definitely not. I don't. I think you should address it if you
You
feel.
feel like we should address it every time we see something then instead of waiting until it's ultimately disrespectful?
I think maybe wait until it's ultimately disrespectful. Because sometimes we can, you know, um, look too much into things. Um, just like the situation when you said the, your a family member was saying don't call the child a chocolate drop. Um,
Mhm.
so kind of like in that terms, I would say I would be like I would wait till it's till it went a little bit too far for me to address the situation. And everything also uh, goes back to your environment. who do you say it around? And how do you approach the situation when you speak to that person about it? Um, that's a major thing because that could break that. It's always how you handle it and say things, and that's what people. Period. You can confront them in front of a group of people, and they get embarrassed, and then they lash back out at you, or you can wait till over and pull them to the side and be like, do you have something? Are you against darker or lighter complected people? I heard how you were speaking, but it's so many different ways to approach it. But I do feel like you should approach it to let people know where you stand because that person could continue to do it, and if you let them know right off, off the bat, when it gets to where it's unbearable, then you
Okay.
saying it and mention it to that person. I think that if you mention it to that person might agree with you and start looking at it different, and then there's a changed person. So you can't change everybody, but you can
Right.
change one or two. So I'm glad you did ask that question because that's a serious question now you ask. That's what we do? Do you approach it or do you not approach it? That's a very good question.
Yeah, because I know for me, when I see it, I address it. I don't care what type of hue, what color hue you have. I'm gonna address it when I see it. You sound like a colorist.
Hmm.
And I guess for me, I've been attacked because for me, colorism isn't just shade on those of a darker hue. To me, colorism works both ways. Now, I may get attacked for this later on, but to me, colorism work goes both ways. Like, you can hate me because I'm of a lighter hue and mistreat me. So, are you not a colorist at that point? What are you? Just a mean spirited person that's mistreating me? Or am I only a colorist because I'm light skinned? Like, how does that work?
You want to read that comment down there?
The fact the fact that there is a conversation is a start. Education is next. Everyone's understanding that some of those thoughts and ideas did start as terms of endearment, but as negative connotations is the key.
Okay, right.
Okay.
Thank you for your comment, gang. I appreciate that.
Yeah,
Really.
that's a good comment.
So I think he's
Yeah.
agreeing. The fact that there was a conversation that starts, that he should start the conversation. That's why I say that was such a good question, Peanut Butter Face. I love you. You,
I love you too,
you,
bro.
you got it, girl. I told you.
Don't mess with me tonight.
No,
Okay. What
that's
you
true.
what do you think, sis?
Is she in the building? YG's in the building?
I'm
Yeah,
so
she
sorry.
here.
Yes, I am. Yes, 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 I am. I'm in the building.
Ooh-wee.
I'm so sorry. I'm so sorry. Okay. Let me start off with because you kind of like asked me a question, but then I don't know, you started talking about something else. And I wanted to start off with my children. I have one that's light and one that's chocolate. And I haven't, I don't treat them different. I've never treated them different. However, I will say this with the darker one, um, we made it a mission to tell her how beautiful she was in her skin. And like we built her self-esteem. And she's a very beautiful chocolate woman. But when she was younger, we paid special attention to that. So I think too, it has a lot that it has a lot to do with
Is
how
she your
you're
youngest?
raised. No, she's the oldest.
Okay.
I think it has a lot to do with how you're raised and what you instill in people. Now, the lighter one, she struggled because she was the only one brown in the household. I mean, light in the household. Everyone else was brown. So when she was a little younger, maybe like 4 or 5, we would hear her singing songs, the Brown family, you know what I mean? And just doing little things. And it bothered her that she wasn't brown like everybody else in the household. So we also had to work on her to let her know she was also beautiful. Yeah, you may be a lighter skin tone, but you're beautiful. So it went a whole total different way with my lighter child, to where she felt like she didn't fit in and she had a complex about being light.
Oh, you preaching to the choir right now. Oh, okay.
Yeah, so it was difficult with her. Anytime you hear a 5-year-old making up a song about the Brown family, that's how I figured out she doesn't feel like she belongs. And until this day, if you asked her, she will tell you she's brown. And I didn't correct her. I allowed her to say she was brown. Now, whether that was right or wrong, I don't feel like it is or it was.
I don't think it was wrong. But at
Okay.
least your other siblings of your other children didn't say that she light skinned because they found her in the garbage can, like my
No,
brother
but
did.
she was kind of picked on by her schoolmates.
I was
Not
too.
picked on, but questioned.
Like, is your daddy white? How you get that color?
Right.
Yeah.
Yes. Or when they would meet her dad. Were you adopted? Are you black? So, yeah, she got questions like that, which made me feel so bad for her. She
Yeah.
looks just exactly. She looks like him, exactly. A spitting image of him. But she went through that when she was younger. So she had a complex about being light.
And there's many documentaries that tell the light skin story of what it's like growing up light skinned, and I don't think that was given as much attention because of the
Right.
colorism issue in our community, light and dark skin. Because Oprah Winfrey did one, she did one for the light skin, and a lot of times those were casting.
Bro,
There's
put
so
your
many
phone on
things.
mute.
There's so many things um, that Oprah did in terms of that, and I watched both of them, and both of them were heartwarming. The light skin documentary and the dark skin documentary.
Okay.
I think she might have done a brown skin documentary, and I
Hmm.
think they pretty much was just being the center person to speak on both light skin issues and dark skin issues, and was just happy that they wasn't involved in either side.
Right.
So, yeah,
I get it. But they both, their self esteem is sky high. I will say that.
that's
Sky
good.
high. They both know that they are beautiful girls. Lately, I haven't seen any signs of that complex she had. So, maybe she she was able to adapt because she's about the lightest she still is. I have a niece that may be a little as light as she is, but yeah, she's about the lightest one in my immediate family.
Yeah, I think I'm the lightest one too. Yeah, but yeah, I'm right on my quill. Um, so how do you guys feel like this ties into racism? Do you look at colorism the same as you look at a racist? A colorist the same as you look at a racist, or you feel like they're two separate categories?
I say two separate.
I feel like a colorist is worse than a racist.
You said that
Um,
a what?
I
I
feel
think a
like a
colorist is
colorist
worse
is
than
worse
a
than
racist
yeah, I feel like a colorist is worse than a racist.
because it'll cause a generational curse. You know, that definitely, I think a colorist is worse because a colorist can uh, tear down a whole household. You know what I'm saying? What if that colorist is the only, lighter or darker complected person in the family? And then now you got a generational curse, and it's in a home, in our own community. And so I think I agree with Peanut Butter Face.
Okay.
Like I feel like as a community, we can fight racism. Like that's blatant in your face. And a lot
Right.
of times when it comes to colorism, we hide that and we leave that as what goes on in a household stays in the household type thing. And it's never really discussed until something happens.
Right.
With racism, we're constantly discussing racism. We don't look at or want to discuss colorism at all. And when you have a colorist, like Dove said, that's a generational thing, and you affect many generations when you're a colorist because it starts from that person and then it's passed down with their insecurities. And if they're not provided with the guidance like how you did with your children, it's going to affect their children and it's constantly passed down to where it becomes a generational curse. And then you'll have them that want to marry outside their race to think that it's going to cure their own hatred amongst themselves. So for me, I don't look at the definition of colorist as just limited to those that have hatred towards those of a darker hue. I look at colorism as hatred. If you're black, I look at it as hatred amongst yourself. Now, in terms of the outside world, I can definitely see that definition being hatred towards those of a darker hue. But in regards to our community, I don't see as if colorism is just one sided as far as hatred towards those as a darker hue. Because I've faced hatred with being light skinned. So what do you call that? What's the definition of that?
Mm.
Is that not colorism? Do I have to make up a word for somebody hate me just because I'm light skinned? So if that's not colorism because I'm not of a darker hue, what is it?
Yeah. I'm
Just
thinking on this
jealousy?
one.
Yeah, is it just jealousy? But everything is taught behavior, and we have to reprogram our minds to get out of that.
Okay, there you go.
That's
Your
true.
sound came back in.
So,
I
what would
didn't
you
hear the
call it? Would you say what is your definition of colorism? Then, yo yo.
when I think of colorism, and I don't even think um as far as everyone, but when I think of colorism, I think of someone that may be light or fair skin, um, that have negative things to say about people with a darker skin. They think that they are better. They have an arrogance about them. That's what I think when I think of colorism. I don't think it's everyone.
Hmm.
I think there's a small there's a percentage. Um,
I wouldn't call it
basically,
small, but it's definitely a percentage.
I don't think I do. I do. I think it's because you want to know why. I think it's a small percentage just based off of the way the world has changed and evolved. Darker models are in. Um, Women with their natural hair. I'm trying to think of what else. It's so different now than
It's
how it.
completely it's completely different, but then you still have those Latinos, those Latinas that are coming out. Are they colorists?
No, I don't.
Because they don't like black people either, a lot of them.
Yeah.
So it's like
Uh,
we have to figure out and we have to redefine ourselves as a community. Like, is colorism just limited to the black community? Or can it be flipped? Can it be reversed? How do we go with it being 2025 when you have different demographics that still don't like black people?
I don't
So
think.
is a Hispanic a colorist or are they a racist?
Oh, I see what you're saying. For myself, I would consider. Um, let's
Okay,
say, for instance,
who
I,
in the chat? Somebody block that person.
what you just said would be.
Never mind. I did it. Bye.
Okay.
Okay, I'm listening, sis.
I lost my train of thought. I would think it would be racist. I don't think a colorist when when it comes to a Hispanic person. I think that
I think it'll be racist too, coming from a
yeah,
Hispanic.
racist. I think when we think of a color as far as colorism is dealing with our within our own race and no other outside race.
I agree. I just want to kind of get like the conversation going with where do we draw the line, if that makes sense. Because you also will have a lot of Hispanics that like to say they're Afro Latina or Afro Latino.
Yeah,
So being that they added that, would if they do something crazy, will it still be racism or will it be a colorism issue? Like Jocelyn Hernandez, Erica Mina Mendez,
hmm,
whatever her name is, Erica Mina, I think that's her name.
yeah.
Like, would they be considered colorists or are they just racist?
It de- it depends on the circumstances.
I mean, we've heard what Erica said when she called Spice what she call her, a black blue monkey or something like that.
That was racist. That was
Uh,
flat out. She was being a racist. I don't think that had anything to do with
Definitely
colorism.
racist. Definitely racist.
She was
yeah.
not. Yeah. Mm-mm.
So they don't get a pass because they put Afro in front of it.
Yes.
Okay. I'm just trying to figure out where we in 2025 figure out how to draw the line because we are such a welcoming community where we allow so many different people in that no line is drawn until something is crossed. But we have not established a fine line until
Hmm.
they did too much, and now the line is drawn at that point. And then we're such a forgiving community, and a matter of months, days, years, whatever the case may be, they're accepted back in. Jocelyn Hernandez has said a lot of racist stuff,
Yeah, she has.
and
And
she's
it's
allowed right back into the black community by saying she's Afro Latina, and she's
yes.
loved by the black community on Zeus Network, and everybody be watching her.
That's true. It's very true. Ugh. And it's I used to like Jocelyn. Um, Not so much anymore. But when it comes to her, I'm going to say racist. I don't think that. Yeah, she's a colorist.
What makes her a colorist and not a racist?
I said I don't think she is. I think she's a racist.
Okay, okay, okay. I thought you said the other way around. My apologies.
No,
Fine.
I think I think that can only happen within your own race.
Okay,
What you
okay.
think? Where's Dove? What do you think, Dove? Dove? Okay, he's not here. Yeah, and you know what?
No,
And
I'm
it
here.
even
I'm here. No,
that even comes down to Cardi. You know what I
can you hear me?
mean?
Can you
That
hear
part.
me?
That was one of my next questions. But I didn't want to throw
Okay, go ahead.
too many
Can y'all
names.
Then
hear
I'll
me?
wait. Yeah, we can
Yes,
hear you
bro.
now.
Okay.
Then I'll wait for the next question, because
Yeah, me too.
she's starting to make me mad. But go ahead.
Yeah, Cardi is the same. She's the
Mm,
same. When they asked her if she was black, she said no. But she want to say she black just for justification for her to say the N word.
yeah, I'm okay with her saying she's not black because she's not. But
Why
I
wouldn't
don't.
she be black if she's Puerto Rican? Puerto Rican
She's
is black and
Dominican.
Portuguese.
She's Dominican.
Oh, she's really black then. You know what I'm saying?
Yeah.
We migrated all down there out of Africa, and you know, but
Dominicans,
maybe.
Dominicans can come off as some of the most racist folks though.
Oh yeah, definitely.
Like their hatred towards Haitians is beyond ridiculous. Beyond ridiculous. And how they treated them was ridiculous as well.
Right.
So for her to all of a sudden come out as Afro Latina, I don't know how to. I liked Cardi when she first came out because she was different, but
Right.
the heavy on the N word and everything else, and then studying her history and where she came from, I don't know. But I thought she was Dominican and Puerto Rican. I thought she was both.
I see. I don't know about the Puerto Rican. I do know Dominican, but yeah, I don't know too tough about the Puerto Rican part.
Because I mean,
I
at this
think,
point,
go ahead.
no, yeah, I mean, at this point, we all know where white folks fit into the racism part. But it's just when it comes to other demographics, especially with everybody trying to pull. And hey, Princess, thank you so much for joining, sweetheart. I hope all is well with you and your family. Peace, love, and joy. I think with the other races, especially in the time frame that we're in underneath the Trump era, with everybody trying to pull us in to get the black vote, I think it's very important for us to speak about these type of topics
I
because
agree.
they left us alone for the longest and left us hanging, which is why we're in the predicament we're in now with this current president. And
Mm,
now
mm, mm.
they want to come back to get us to now. Thank you, Miss Erica. Now they want to come back and get us to come save them and to say, I'm
Mhm.
sorry, I should have listened. Well, where were you this whole entire time? Where were you at when he was president the last time and we was going through COVID and it was so many of our bodies in the streets?
Mm. True. Mm, mm,
So
mm.
at some point, we have to figure out where to draw this line at. And I don't know when to draw it, how to draw it, But I think it comes with conversations on where to draw this line at. Like, do we just come out and say, "Hey, you ain't black," or do we say, "You weren't with us during the first election of 45. Now we got 45 being 47, and you weren't with us, so no, you can't sit with us no more." Or do we
Yeah.
just keep opening our hearts and allowing them to sit with us just to get spit on our face again
I think that we should continue to be who we are and let God handle the rest.
and use this time to work on ourselves as a community
Yes.
and
I
have
don't think that
conversations
we should.
like this?
I'm so sorry. God, say that again.
And have conversations like this. So allow them to, everything that's going on, allow them to handle that and just continue to have these healthy dialogues and work on ourselves as a community.
Yes, I agree with that. I
Okay.
think that yeah, I think we should. I think we should continue. I don't want to alter who I am. So I would continue and that person, they'll get theirs, they'll be handled appropriately. I don't think that I should be able I don't think that I have the right to come out and say something like that.
No, sis. And I thank you so much because I know you had a long day, a long, tiring day. And I thank you so much for joining me. So we're not going to stay much longer because I know I got to work tomorrow and you do, and Dub do too. What do you have to say, bro?
I just want to say I enjoyed the conversation. I think that it was very much so needed. I think that the way the direction that we're going with it, we had somebody new in the chat that was definitely attracted to the conversation. So I think it's very much needed because you're going to attract people when it comes to that. Thank you for coming to Princess. You're going to attract people because I think we all want to know, and I think we all have experienced these certain things in life and would like to share each other's experiences. So I think you were point on. I think this was a very much so needed live. I enjoyed it. I got educated on colorism. I think you touched a lot of bases, a lot of good questions that was asked, and I just can't wait to see your next live.
Yeah.
Oh, thank you. Thank you so much. I don't know if we're going to do a part two on this colorism. It just depends on if this is what the people want to hear or if we're going to
I
go
say a
straight
part two.
into you. I'm sorry, what was that, sis?
I want a part two.
You want a part two? Okay, we can definitely
Yeah, I
schedule a
do.
part two. I know I definitely
I
want to
would
do
say.
relationship topics. I want to do a singles night, but I ain't exactly single. I don't think Marvin would like me having a singles night.
Yeah. I mean,
But
we could
I
still have
definitely
a
want to have a
conversation.
couples night as well, to where we can build and share ideas on how to keep the love and everything alive. But we can definitely do a part two of this at a later date because I know this has been anticipated and rescheduled a lot because of everything we have going on in life right now. Um,
Hmm.
so I definitely don't mind doing a part two on this, and hopefully, um, we'll be able to engage a whole lot more without it being such a draining week that all three of us have had so far, and it's just Tuesday because we've all had a draining week. Because
Right.
Lord knows I slept most of the day today, and I
I'm
didn't even
happy
know if
you
I
got
was going to come up
rest.
today.
You needed
What was
that
that,
rest,
sis?
everybody.
Yes, I
Everybody
did.
needs that.
I needed that rest because I swear it was one thing
Yes,
after another, and it was just
and
like,
I'll definitely get Dr. E. You just schedule it, and we gonna give it a go. You know how we do over here. We
Oh,
a family.
yeah.
We a tribe of people. We here.
yeah,
Um, and I think
yeah,
that it's gonna be. I think it's just gonna be a wonderful live, and I'm just looking forward because I think I'm gonna get Dr. E in on this conversation as well, and I just know it's gonna do good. So I can't
yeah.
wait.
We can schedule it probably about a week from now, sometime next week, to give everybody time to handle their affairs. I know I got some things I have to handle personally in my personal life. I have some stuff I have to handle and get family time and everything else like that in. So I definitely plan on being over here at least once a week with a different topic. So we can definitely dive into part two of this topic next week. Um,
Yes.
and we'll get with each other's schedule to find out what day will be more convenient. It definitely will probably be about the 7:30 time frame. Either way.
Okay.
Sounds good.
All right. Well, I thank you guys so much for joining, and thank you
Thank you
for your
guys.
patience. Hey,
Thank
EBT.
you.
Thank you, sis. Thank you, bro, and
You're
thank you
welcome.
so
You're
much.
welcome. You're welcome. All
Um.
right,
You're welcome.
gang.
All right, gang. I
This
love
was
y'all. Good night.
good. All right, good night.
We love you too.
All right. Thank you so much, chat, for being patient with me. And for my mods for holding everything down while we had the chat error that we had earlier. As you heard from my panel, we are definitely going to do a part two next week. So stay tuned. Um, and we'll dive deeper into it when we're more energized. Unfortunately, it's been a long week for all three of us. Um, so we're not into it as we normally would be into deep conversations like this. So stay tuned for part two. Thank you so much for joining. You guys be safe. Have an amazing, wonderful night, and peace, love, and joy to you and yours. I'll see you guys next week.
All right.
Kisses.
Bye.
Bye. Yeah, I probably leave the dog studio.